The right way to handle database error messages is to log them in a file. The last thing that we want is to display to the users sensitive MySQL data. So let's see how it's done. First of all, inside your localhost server, create a folder that contains a log.txt file and a script.php file. That's all the files that we need. Now I will go to the PHP file and show you the first function that we have there. The function is called log.database_error and takes as an argument the message that the server returns in case of an error. The function basically structures the log messages and saves it in the log.txt file by using the file put contents function. Also, you see that the log message includes a timestamp, so we will know exactly the time that the error occurred. The stored message in the log file will look like this. But this function will not do the work unless we connect to the database and trigger an error. So in the next function I will connect to the database, but I will intentionally pass an incorrect database name as an argument to cause an error. But before we execute the function, let me quickly explain what's going on here. The MySQL report function, with its argument set to MySQL report of flag, prevents the server from displaying error messages in the browser. Next, I added an @ sign in front of the MySQL variable. This will also suppress PHP from displaying error messages. However, this behavior is different on a live production server. I have to use the @ sign because on my localhost server, the error settings in the php.ini file are set to on. Those values in a production server are set to off for security reasons. But in a development server, we set these values to on for debugging purposes. Okay, back to the dbConnect function. I have an if statement and I check if the connect error property returns true. If this is the case, I will call the log.database_error function and pass in as an argument the connection error. And by returning false, the function stops here. If the connection is successful, the function returns the MySQL object. If I execute the function, I will see the database error in my log.txt file. We see the timestamp and the error message that says unknown database following the database name. Okay, now let me show you how to log a query error in the log file. It's the same approach, but there is a minor difference. Let me show you. But first, let me change the wrong database name to an existing one. The test database is a real database on my MySQL server, therefore we will have a successful connection to test the next function. The getData function performs a query that selects everything from the posts table, but the table doesn't exist, therefore the server will return an error. In a nutshell, the function connects to the database, checks if the connection is successful, queries the posts table, and if there is an error, which in our case will be, we log the error in the log file. But this time, instead of the connect error property, we pass in the function as an argument the error property. The error property returns the last query error. And last, we fetch the data as an associative array if everything goes well. Executing the getData function, we see a message in the log file that the posts table doesn't exist. The same logic is applied if we insert or update data in the database. Here we misspelled the username column, so we get a message that says username unknown username _ column. And that's it, guys. This is how we log database error messages in a log file. Now, if you want to know how to create a database table using just an HTML form, click on this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you liked the video. Subscribe if you like. See you in the next one.